My name is Rob, I am 32 years old, and like many people who face a difficult turn in life, I too have had to take on the responsibility of my two younger brothers because our parents are no longer with us. It's been 2 years since a terrible car accident took their lives. A few days before the accident, they asked me to take care of my younger brothers. I didn't want to worry them, so I tried my best to make them proud. But I didn't know that I would have to worry, not them. When they were returning after eating, a man who had drunk a lot crashed his truck into their car, killing them on the spot. There was no one else in our family, and it was my honor not to send my brothers to an orphanage or let another family adopt them. We couldn't even think of separating. Luckily, we all had very good jobs, and I could support all of us. We also came from a well-off family, so despite the accident, we managed to keep ourselves together. The best part is that in these 2 years, my brothers have supported me a lot. They have grown up to be very understanding and mature, but no incident could have prepared them for what they were about to witness on that summer night. To be honest, I consider it nothing short of a miracle that I am here today, telling this story. There wasn't a single night when I didn't wake up in a sweat, scared that it might all be a dream because what I experienced that day made survival seem impossible. To be precise, I can't say it all happened in one night. Strange things had started happening several days before that night. Every night, I would wake up at 3 a.m. At first, I thought it was just a coincidence, but after a week, I started getting scared. I'm not a big believer in God or ghosts, but I knew the significance of that time well. It was the devil's hour when the presence of ghosts is believed to be the highest. Whenever such thoughts crossed my mind, I would laugh, but waking up in the middle of the night increased my fear. It felt like someone was watching me, like I wasn't alone. Whenever I turned on the light, no one was there, so I had trouble falling back asleep. This went on every night until something even stranger happened one night. I woke up at 3:30 a.m., but this time the jolt was much stronger than before. I hadn't heard any noise. I opened my eyes in panic and looked around my room. I swear I saw something move, but when I turned on the light, nothing was there. The next day, I asked my brothers if they had been there last night. They said no. Hearing their responses left me in shock. My face turned pale, and my mouth hung open. I knew my brothers weren't lying this time. They told me something that left me stunned. "Is it you at night?" That night, my brothers slept in my room with me. I waited for 3 a.m. That night passed in wakefulness with a knife by my side. I must admit, the night didn't start well. The whole house lost power. Was it a coincidence? I took a flashlight in my hand. Minutes passed, and the caffeine in my body kept me wide awake. I lay there, alert, while they slept. Suddenly, a loud noise came from the other side of the house. I heard it. It was my room window, someone was coming in. The sequence had begun. With a flashlight in one hand and a knife in the other, I moved forward, looking everywhere. It seemed like I heard something from under my brother's bed. Slowly, I approached the bed, knife in hand, ready. Each step heightened my anxiety. I felt like these could be my last moments. It was like facing a nightmare I didn't want to confront, but I was getting closer to making that nightmare a reality. I reached the bed and gripped the knife tightly. Then, with the flashlight, I looked under the bed. It was just a small bug. Breathing a sigh of relief, I turned to go back to my room. But when I reached there, something grabbed my attention. My cell phone was on and vibrating. I wondered who could be calling me at this hour. When I picked it up, there were WhatsApp messages from an unknown number. When I opened them, there were many photos of me. Different days, sleeping. Some pictures were of me waking up in confusion in the middle of the night. Some photos were of my brothers sleeping. This was the act of a madman. Suddenly, another message arrived on my phone. It had a new photo with a caption. When I opened the photo, my legs went numb. It was a picture of that very moment, with me standing, holding my phone, looking scared. My phone fell from my hand, and with the flashlight, I looked in the direction the photo was taken. I saw nothing. Suddenly, I heard a voice nearby. I was shocked. "What's happening? Stay away from them." After I screamed, the figure went back under the bed. I panicked and moved my brothers away from the bed. We all ran toward the door, wanting to escape the room as quickly as possible. But something grabbed my leg from behind, and I fell. My flashlight and knife fell from my hand. My brothers looked at me with scared eyes. "What are you waiting for? Run out and call the neighbors." Thankfully, my brothers listened and left. I turned back and saw someone about to attack me, standing with a knife. Though it was dark, I could see him a little better this time. His entire body was covered. His flesh was horrifying and clung to his face. He held my knife and tried to stab me. I knew it was over. Every second felt like a minute. My life flashed before my eyes. I had given up, had no strength left to save myself. It was over. He now had a gun and pointed it at me. I heard a strange sound and saw him fall to the ground. He was unconscious beside me. My younger brother was standing behind him, furious, holding a baseball bat. My brothers didn't follow my instructions to run away. Instead, they found weapons to save themselves and me. The police had already handcuffed the man when he woke up a few seconds later. It took me a while to realize who he was. His father had been arrested by the police because he was driving drunk, causing our parents' deaths. Can you believe it? After making us orphans, his son thought of taking revenge on us because his father had been arrested. Clearly, both father and son are crazy, and now they are in jail. Since that day, my brothers and I have grown even closer. They are grown up now and don't need me much anymore. We still live together and take care of each other.